Hey guys, it's Laurie from Scrapbook. Welcome back to the channel. Today I have a process video for the White with One design team. This was a challenge. As you know, White with One is all about challenging you to use the color white and one other color on your layouts. And for June, it was basically white with white. So I kind of had to get creative. You can see right there, I'm just pulling out all the things that I had kind of put together from my stash. Anything that I saw that was white or that could be considered white. Like I had some like kind of silvery, transparent sequins. I had a white picture frame. I had some white letters. And a lot of mixed media stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna get mixed media on ya in this layout, which is not something that I do that often. I have tools, I have mixed media tools, I have gesso and all kinds of crazy stuff. But I just don't use it that often. So this was actually kind of a nice challenge to get those things out of my stash so that I could use them. So a little bit of background, what you saw me there, this is a photo from my daughter's third birthday party last year, and I printed the photo in black and white because I thought it would go really nicely with this whole white with white scheme. I didn't really want there to be any color at all. I just wanted it to be like black and white. And then I printed out a letter. I write a letter to my daughter every year on her birthday, and I printed out a letter um, just on regular printer paper, black ink on printer paper, and that's what I was cutting because I was going to put that behind the photo and then have it just be really visible. Some of the letters I hide on the scrapbook pages, and then you have to like take the page um, out of the plastic and lift something up and blah blah blah. So this one would be very visible, very easy for her to find when she's going through the scrapbooks later. So here what I'm doing is I've taken a stencil, and I believe I got that stencil for free with the scrapbook.com order over Christmas, which was a really great deal. I would recommend ordering from scrapbook.com around the holiday season because I think they just give you like freebies and stuff, which is kind of cool. So I use that stencil with just some white gesso. I have clear gesso, and it does look white, but it dries clear, and I wanted there to be white instead of, well, I guess if it dried clear on white, it would still look white. So I don't know. If you have clear gesso, you could still use that too. I specifically ordered white gesso for this layout. And I had to order it because it's so hard to find at the stores. I don't know why. So anyway, so here I'm doing something that I actually end up not using because I kind of forgot that I did this. And they didn't really turn out that well anyway. These were these little like circles, stencil things. I don't know. They were kind of like they were kind of like looked like they were made of manila envelopes, if you know what I'm talking about. And I thought if I gessoed them and then added some cool, I think those are like plastic pellets from 13 Arts. I thought that would be an interesting texture, and it just didn't really work out that well. Like I said, I put them aside and I continued working on my layout after my paper gesso had dried, and then I kind of forgot that I had those other things there. But no worries, because when I did find them and realized that they were still there, they looked terrible. So anyway, hey, that's just a little glimpse of the process, though. It's all part of the process. So I found in my stash this cool envelope. Oh, I know they have like poly bag. I don't know. I know they have an official name, and I got it like, product came in it. Manufacturers will put little product in those bags. And so I knew for sure that I wanted to use it because it was like, white, kind of like a transparent, but more white. And I thought it would add some really nice texture and dimension behind the photo because, white on white, like, oh my gosh, how are you going to be able to see any of this stuff? So let's see. The white background has the gesso with a stencil, and you can see it better if you are looking at it closer. So that adds a little bit of dimension, and then on top of that dimension, you've got the bag, and then I'm putting the photo on top of the bag, and my journaling. Black is an okay color. You can use black in these challenges. Black, blue, and brown, I think, are the neutral colors that you can use in case you need to do journaling or titles. Luckily, I had some white letters. I had just kind of was trying to get rid of some of my alphas, and I made the word hugs out of these white, there weren't thickers. I can't remember what brand they were, but I made some white, I made the word hugs out of those letters. And I just have been saving them for the right photo. And I kind of figured, like, this is the right photo. I like that. And they're white letters, so they go with the white with white. And I was also, I had a whole bunch of very old basic gray rub-ons. These were from 2006. Little advice, if you have rub-ons from 2006, they're probably not going to rub on very well. So I actually think my camera cut out before you see me struggling with that interesting mess. Yeah. And a white rub-on on white is also really hard to see anyway, so just things that I was experimenting with because I wasn't sure what was going to show up and what wasn't. So here I'm just trying to get my stuff down on the page. The envelope is down. Now I'm going to put my photos and my journaling down. For the journaling, I don't type journaling out that often because I like my journaling to look like it's wrapping around the photo, or I don't know. I never think about the journaling in advance, so I don't always like measure things out. And then I don't mind my own handwriting. I don't know what you guys feel about that, but I don't mind my own handwriting. And usually my journaling is just a couple lines, but for something like this, or I wanted to make sure I could get the whole thing on a page, I did type it up. I'm sure I used like size 10 font. And then I just, here I'm measuring here to make sure it's all equal or all even. I just use, like, Microsoft Word or Open Office, whatever you have. I changed the sizing of the page. I changed that, like the grid markers, the ruler markers, so that I could get a very thin column of text. And it printed out on 8.5 by 11 paper. But obviously this is 12-inch paper, 12 by 12 that I'm working with here. So I did have to cut a little bit of that out and have it to the side because my photo was going to be there. But I think it all works out. I think your eye is going to be going down, like, oh, you're reading the column, and then you have the break with the photo and you see, oh, there's other text right there. So I don't think it'll be that confusing, and it's just a small chunk of text anyway. So I used that white picture frame, and I loved that white tassel bow. That was from Pink Fresh Studio, I think. And when I saw it in the collection, when I ordered it, I immediately set it aside for this because I knew it would be perfect for the White with White challenge. And that's going to do it for this layout. I got close-ups to follow. The link to join in the challenge is below. I hope that you will participate for your chance to win a prize. You can go to the Facebook group. That's where you enter. It's really easy to do. And I hope this was inspiring for you as well. So I will see you online and see you next time. Happy scrapping.